Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell. Today is Monday, Crypto Mindset Mastery. And, folks, today I wasn't even sure how I was going to start today's introduction off. I'm probably going to be all over the place a little bit today. Today's a very emotional day. Today is the first time that I'm back on camera. A lot of you probably heard or know, but last Wednesday morning, my wife and I got the phone call that you never want to get. And her father had been having some heart issues, had been having some problems. He was on a list to get a heart transplant. And unfortunately, he didn't make it in time. He had a heart attack on Wednesday morning. They rushed him to the hospital, and unfortunately, we rushed to the hospital too, but he didn't make it. So it's been a week. Let me tell you, man, it's been a week. You know, I lost my father about a year and a half or so ago, very unexpectedly. My father had a heart attack out of the blue. Literally, it just went on his morning walk, gave my stepmom a couple of big kisses, left for a walk, and he never came home. He had a heart attack and passed away while he was on that walk, just totally unexpectedly. With my wife's father, it was a little bit different because he'd been having these challenges for a while now, but he'd been fighting so hard. And we really believed that he was going to make it. You know, I never thought that he was going to pass away, but, you know, long story short, folks, 58 years old. You know, they started having babies when they were pretty young. And so, you know, my father-in-law was only, 58 years old. I'm 51. My wife is 37. So I married a lady that was, 14 years younger than me. But man, it's, crazy. 58 years is way too young. Now, my dad was 81, and that's still way too young, especially when it happened so unexpectedly. But one of the things that I'm finding out in life is you never get used to it, folks. You know, we still have, my mom passed away in 2019. So I have my mom pass away in 19, my dad pass away in, I guess it would have been 2023. And now my father-in-law here in the very beginning of 2025, but we still have, her mom is alive and well and hopefully going to be, around for a long time. But, odds are there's still going to be some people while I'm here on this earth, hopefully, God willing, that pass away and go to heaven before I do. And it just, it doesn't get any easier. And then I'm just going to be brutally honest and upfront with you guys. Like, this market doesn't make it any easier today. I woke up today to just horrible looking at my portfolio and seeing where everything got smashed. And I tell you something about life is it feels like when life wants to really, punch you in the face and drop you down to your knees, a lot of things will happen all at once. This was really bad timing. Not that it's good timing forever, really, but I've got a daughter that just had a beautiful baby girl on December 26th. So that was, that's an amazing, incredible thing in life. But they're having some challenges where they're living, and we're going to try to get them moved closer to us. And that's something where I have committed some funds, and I'm going to be doing whatever I can to help. And, unfortunately, in my father-in-law's situation, they weren't all the way prepared for this. So the funeral expenses are mounting up. Man, it's unbelievable to me how much it costs to have a good funeral for somebody. And so I'm looking to come up and try to help the family out with that. And then here we are, with our portfolios getting smashed, 20, 30% just overnight. And so, here we are. November was a great month. December was a pretty good month. But if you're like me, your crypto portfolios in a lot of cases are probably down. You haven't made any money in November and December unless you really worked hard and really diligently, took out a lot of profits. But I kind of went on record as a guy that I was going to sell a lot of my portfolio when Bitcoin hit 100. And then it just felt to me like so many things were different about this bull market. And I still don't necessarily think for those of us that have held on, it's a bad thing long term. I think we're going to be fine. This is just, short-term fluctuation. But I just say all of that to say that, I'm hurting right now. I'm watching some of the people that I love the most in the world go through the most gut-wrenching pain that they've ever gone through, for my in-laws, all of my wives, brothers and sisters. This is the first time that they've lost somebody this close to them. And to watch the anguish and the pain, I was at the hospital with my sister-in-law and with my mother-in-law and with my wife and my son. This is his grandfather. He's lost both of his grandfathers in the last, year and a half, and happened to, watch them just scream out in pain and the anguish and the hurt and just everything, all of the emotions that everybody is going through. It ain't easy. It is a part of life. And, I'm going to run over to the comments. I haven't even, looked in the comments, but before I do that, I want to end this little rant or whatever you want to call it with some positivity. So I do want to let you guys know that it's all going to be all right. Our belief in Jesus Christ and knowing that he is in heaven right now, dancing around with God and Jesus. My father had met her father, Emmanuel, several times and had gotten to be friends. I hope my father was one of the first people that met him when he ended up in heaven. And so, as a Christian, there's so much hope, because we know where he is and that he's in a better place. And we know that we're going to get to spend eternity with him at some point in time. Now, I'm in no hurry for that to happen. I hope, God willing, that I stick around this earth for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. That might sound kind of crazy, but I was just watching a YouTube the other day where they're saying that we're reaching, they didn't call it terminal velocity, but we're reaching a point medically where if we can hang on and be in good health for another 10, 15 years, that they believe that the medical field is going to be so advanced that for every year we live, they can increase a person's life expectancy by about a year and a half. So if you can make it to 60, 70 years old in relatively good health, there's a relatively high likelihood, there's a pretty decent chance that we're going to watch the average age of people on this planet explode from 78, 80 years old. It's not going to be that uncommon at all in the not too distant future for people to start living to 100 and further, potentially. So there's a lot of positive, and there's good things that are going to come out of this. And I know for sure that my little family, my wife, me, my son, we're going to be okay because we choose to focus on what we can control. And that's kind of the theme of today. That's what we're going to talk about, today, is focusing on what you can control. I had no control over my father-in-law having a heart attack and passing away, but I have 100% control over how I react to it and how I move forward in my life. And I believe in a situation like this, one of the best ways I can honor my father-in-law, because he was an incredible man. I know that we all are extra proud of, our own loved ones. And so sometimes, it seems like it's just like, well, of course he was an incredible man. He was your father-in-law. But I'm telling you, this was a man that, struck off at a young age and, went into the military, had a very incredible military career, And then he moved into becoming a chaplain. And, one of the biggest things that he ever did is he's technically my wife's stepdad. He's not her biological father, but he married my mother-in-law, over 25 years ago, and they've been together for a little bit longer than that. But he came into a family. Come on, dogs, not today, please. He came into a family at a point in time where it was a really rough situation. My wife has 6 brothers and sisters, three brothers and three sisters. There's 7 of them total. And I want to say at the time that my father-in-law came into their family, they were at about 13 years old was the oldest, and around, I don't know exactly, I guess it would be maybe 2 or 3 years old was the youngest. That's my guess. My mother-in-law had her children fairly quickly. But long story short, this man took on 7 children and raised them as his own. And you can tell by the way that these kids are so affected by his passing, how incredible of a dad he was when he came into their life. And can you imagine coming into somebody's life and just taking on the responsibility of raising 7 children? And then, like I say, incredible military career. He was, he was a fireman in the military, supported his family, started a career after he got out of the military. He was a chaplain, an incredible love of God, and just an incredible man for God, and really helped a lot of people in the last handful of years of his life, even while he was fighting, fighting through what he was fighting through. He didn't let that stop him from loving on other people and being there for other people. So I think that me and my wife and my son, and I hope, my in-laws move on in life and are proud and excited to tackle the challenges that are coming at us from every direction, and that we break through these challenges and we overcome and we go on to be successful and do good things in life. The last thing that Emmanuel would want for us is to curl up in a little ball in a fetal position and give up on life because he's not here. That would be the worst thing in the world that we can do. And the reason that I mention that, folks, because I promise you that each and every one of you that are on here watching today, you have challenges in your life. You got things that you're fighting. You've got monsters coming at you. It might not be the death of a loved one, but it's, it can be, maybe your marriage is absolutely in shambles and on the ropes. Maybe the relationship with your kids is in shambles and on the ropes. Maybe financially, you've been in a winter. I know that the last couple of years have been an extremely bad winter financially for me, and especially after the amazing summer that we had. During the last bull market, I thought I was never, ever going to have to worry about money again. And then this last bear market came, and I made some mistakes. I didn't cash out enough at the top. And, these last couple of years have definitely been a winter financially, battling and scraping, borrowing money and going in debt, racking up credit cards. I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff over the last couple of years to really stay afloat and give myself a chance to make it all back and then some during this upcoming bull market. But all I was able to do was focus on what I could control. I couldn't control, the flu that came and shut the country down a few years back. I couldn't control, who was in charge of the country and different things like that. All I could do was focus on what I could control. And so if you're going through something rough in life right now, just know that you're not alone, and know that the whole Infinite Crypto Cruiser family is there for each other, man. We love one another. We're there for you. We want you to know that we're battling and going through things too. I mean, seriously, guys, I did not want to turn on the camera today, but I knew that I had to be here for you guys. And I also knew that if I didn't turn on the camera, that was just going to make me feel worse about myself and make me even more, I'm not going to say I'm depressed, because that's not a good word. I'm not depressed, but I just feel like I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders right now, and it's 10,000 pounds, and I can't carry it all. And that leads me to my next point. Give it to God, man. I got to remind myself, give it to God, Brad. God doesn't want me to carry these burdens. These are the burdens this is why God carries our burdens if we ask him to. If we cry out to God and we tell him, hey, I'm not man enough to carry all of these burdens, please take some of this weight off my shoulders, God will gladly be there and do that. And God is the one giving me the peace in this situation. There's no doubt in my mind that if it wasn't for my relationship with God, I would be a real big, huge blubbering mess right now. When I've actually got it pulled together pretty well. I certainly have my moments, and I certainly have my emotions where they bubble over, and maybe I'll sob for a minute or two, but then I snap back out of it and remember that, hey, I'm still running the race. My father-in-law won the race. He finished the race, and I know he's up in heaven, and God told him, well done, my faithful servant. Well done. You ran the race on earth incredibly. You put your all into the race, and well done. Welcome to heaven. But I still got a race to win. I still got a race to run, and I can't afford to give up on my race just because these things are happening and are hitting me in the face. I will not stay down. There's no doubt that I might get knocked down, but I will not stay down. And I hope that you guys have that mindset too. It's okay to get knocked down to your knees. It's okay to get knocked down flat on your face. It's even okay to stay there and feel a little bit sorry for yourself and cry and pound the ground and get angry. Just don't stay there for too long. Get up. Don't lay there forever. I honestly, folks, part of the reason that this channel exists is because I know that there's a bunch of 25, 35, 45, 55-year-old men and women out there that are waiting to die. They literally have one foot in the grave. They're dead. They're just waiting for their body to catch up. And what I mean by that, folks, is they've got no dreams. They've got no goals. They've got no ambition. They have no zest for life. They wake up in the morning, they get dressed, they go to a job that they hate. They spend a bunch of time around most of the people at their job that they don't like. They take orders from a boss that they can't stand to get a paycheck on Friday or on the 1st and the 15th that barely meets their needs. They come home from work and they drink a few beers. Maybe they smoke a little dope, whatever it is that they do to numb their mind, to have to keep from going through the real pain and challenges of life. They wait. They can't wait until Friday night at 5 o'clock when the buzzer goes off, and they're one of those thank God it's Friday type of people. They live for Saturday and Sunday. Sunday night rolls around and they start to get depressed and upset and frustrated, and it's because they know they got to wake up again on Monday morning. Can you imagine being 35 years old and feeling like that's all you have to look forward to for the next 30, 40, 50 years? Folks, if you're one of those people, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be. I'm going to guess that the fact that you're watching this channel today and the fact that you are a part of this, YouTube channel and just a part of what we do here, that hopefully that's not you. But at the same time, there's new people coming to this channel every single day, new subscribers, thousands of new subscribers, new people. I'm sure that if I go through the chat today, that there's a bunch of you that maybe this is the very first time you're tuning in and you're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? And, maybe this is right where you need to be for today. Maybe God put you here. Maybe this showed up in your feed because you needed to hear what I was talking about today. Now, tomorrow is Trader Tuesdays, where we talk about how to trade and how to build up a portfolio and make money in crypto. Wednesday, we've got a microcap gem live stream where we go over a lot of different tokens that we're excited about, that we believe are going to make us 10, 25, 50, 100x and more over the next 3 to 6 months as this bull market really, takes off and goes into full swing. But today is our Monday Mindset Mastery. And the reason that we do this, folks, is because it's so important. All of that other stuff doesn't matter. I promise you, if you're miserable and grumpy and unhappy broke, you're going to be miserable, grumpy, and unhappy rich. You don't think you will. I promise you, there's a bunch of you that when I just said that, said, oh, that's baloney. When I get a bunch of money, I'm going to be happy. I promise you, please listen to me right now. If you are unhappy and grumpy and hard to be around and miserable right now when you're struggling financially, money is not going to change that. It really isn't. It can make things a little bit better and easier in some situations, but I'm here to tell you that if you are unhappy right now, external circumstances changing are never a long-term answer. Short-term, they might help, but they're not a long-term answer. And the whole reason that this channel exists is to help folks create financial freedom in their life, but to do it in such a way that it's long-lasting. I don't want you to be one of the guys that is on the channel talking about how you made millions in crypto in 2025, but then you didn't sell it, and in 2026 and 27 you lost it all, and you're more miserable than you were in 2023 and 2024. That happens to so many people. There's also a lot of people that will make millions during this bull market and will, unfortunately, maybe they'll get it cashed out, but they'll buy a bunch of stuff that they don't need that ends up, depreciating and becoming worth much less than they spent on it. And all of a sudden the money runs out and all they're left with is a bunch of useless junk in a lot of cases that they end up having to sell for pennies on the dollar so that they can live while they're trying to, build their money back up again. I heard a story a couple of days ago that I thought was a really good illustration of what I'm talking about. So there's a gentleman named Dan Martell, who is an incredible figure, an incredible influencer at this point, but he's a nine-figure money earner. He's worth, $100 million or more. He's a guy that when he was young man, I think it was at 17 years old, he was caught up in drugs and was doing a lot of wrong things in life. And he found out that the police were looking for him, and he ended up stealing a car and in a high-speed police chase. And he ended up seeing this open garage a couple houses down from where he was driving. He saw this open garage and he thought it was like the movies. He thought if he could get into that garage before the police came around the corner that he might be able to evade the police. He tried to turn into that driveway, and he was going too fast and he lost control and he smashed right into the side of the house. And he had a gun that he had stolen. He was a house robber. He was breaking and entering into people's houses to feed his drug addiction. And long story short, he had stolen a gun at one of these houses. He had the gun in between his seat and the middle, the middle console. And as the police were converging on him, he reached for his gun with the intention of grabbing his gun and pointing it at the police so that they would shoot him and it would be suicide by police. But God had a different plan for him. And he ended up, the gun was stuck and he was grabbing it and he couldn't get it out from in between the seat and the middle console. And by the time, the next thing he knew, the police were dragging him out of the car and he was going to prison as a 17-year-old man. Ended up overweight, 265 pounds and overweight. But long story short, in his 20s, he really found God and he started building business. And that was over 20 years ago now. Now he's in his 40s. He's 44, 45. He's in, I don't think you can find very many 45-year-old men out there. I don't think you find very many 25 or 30-year-old men out there that are in better shape than this guy. He's built 9-figure company, but he tells this this story. Oh my goodness, I got off by, okay, here, let's get back to the original story. But anyways, this guy is an incredible man. I recommend you go listen to him, Dan Martell. But he tells this story about how his barber, the guy that's been doing his hair for years now, he heard that this guy won the lottery. And he just couldn't help himself. He wondered why this guy was still cutting hair. And so one days he went to go in and get his haircut, and he just couldn't help himself. I forget the barber's name, but let's just say that it's John. He said, John, I hope this doesn't offend you, but I just have to ask. I heard that you won the lottery, a couple years back. Is that true? And if so, why are you still cutting hair? And the barber, John kind of got a look on his face and kind of smiled, and he says, yeah, Dan, it's true. I did win the lottery. But when I won the lottery, I went out and I bought myself and my wife and my kids and a bunch of my extended family new cars. I went out and bought, an expensive house, and I got a boat and Sea-Doos. And then I took myself and my immediate family and a bunch of my in-laws and extended family on a vacation of a lifetime. And before I knew it, Dan, you wouldn't believe it, but a couple $1 million, $1 million, $2 million doesn't go very far. And so here I am, still cutting hair. And so, had this guy said, yeah, man, I won the lottery and I just love what I'm doing so much that I invested that money and this and that, but I'm doing what I love. And so I'm still here cutting hair because I love it. That would have been okay. That would have been one thing. But it was obvious that this guy, not that he absolutely hated his life or hated cutting hair, but the moral of the story is he won enough money to set himself up for life if he would have done the right things with it. And instead, like so many people, so many athletes, so many actors, so many people that come into money when they're not used to ever having any, do all of the wrong things with it. And so let that story hopefully create an awareness in you, because there's a lot of you watching this today that are going to make more money in the next 6 months than you might have made in the last 20 years. And I'm telling you, if you're a person that works a 30, 40, 50, 60, even $100,000 a year job, and all of a sudden, in a short period of time, you've got $1 million or $2 million laying around in a bank account, or in a crypto account that you can turn into fiat, you're going to have these desires. You're going to want to go buy new cars. You're going to want to go buy new houses. You're going to want to go buy boats and Sea-Doos and go on vacations. And I'm telling you that if you're not careful, you will find yourself just like this guy that won the lottery, because crypto's not the lottery. We put a lot more work into it, a lot more education and work goes into building it and growing it. But folks, what people fail to understand is that if you ain't put together a plan on how to keep it, it can go just as quickly as it comes. And so it's so important, folks, to get this mindset right, to become the person. Jim Rohn, one of my favoriteest guys in the world, says one of his favorite quotes was, if you make $1 million real fast, you best become a millionaire so that you get to keep the money. And his point is, and we watch it over and over and over and over in life with athletes and actors and crypto people, including myself. I'm one of them. Like, I'm preaching to the choir here. Like, I'm like, do what I say, do not as I do. In 2021, when I made all that money, I went on more vacations over the next year and a half that I probably went in the rest of my life. I was making up for lost time, man. I hadn't gone to Disneyland yet in my life. I hadn't gone to Hawaii yet in my life. I hadn't gone to a lot of places. I didn't end up going to Hawaii, but I went to a place called the Exuma, Bahamas, a couple of times. It's my version of Hawaii. I took my daughter and my son and his girlfriend and my wife, and then my dad and my mom came, and we went to Orlando. We went to Disney World. I mean, I did exactly what I'm telling you guys not to do. So please, I'm telling you from experience that it is very easy to get all of this money from crypto. And if you're not careful and don't know what you're doing with it, to end up not having it. The good news is that wasn't the end of the world, because all the education, all of the skill, everything that it took for me to build my crypto portfolio up in 17, 18, 19, and 20, to have all of that money come in 21 is, like you probably have heard people say, hey, if you took everything away from me, I'd get it all back again in a relatively short period of time. And I believe that's true. I mean, it literally took me 45 years or so to become a millionaire, from 18 to 45. What is that? 18, 28, 38, 27 years of life as an adult to finally really do what I feel like was made it financially, where I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck and didn't have financial stress. And then, now here I am back in a spot where I'm rebuilding, but instead of it taking 27 years, now this time it's taking 3 or 4 years. And I believe that over the next handful of months, I'm going to be just as well off as I was in 21, if not in a better spot. And so the good news is, if you lose it all, you're in good company. A lot of people do. And all of the skills that you've learned will help you rebuild it. You got 29 and 30 to, that'll be coming up for the next crypto bull market where you can rebuild it. But, I'm just hoping and praying that we can maybe save some of you that misery. Anyways, I'm going to get over here into the chat. As I mentioned before, I'm trying to help my daughter get moved out here, and I actually have an appointment with somebody to go take a peek at a house that's right around the corner from mine. So I got to go here relatively quickly. I let them know. I told them I'd try to get done with this live stream by about 10:40 or so, and it's 10:43. So obviously I'm going to be running a couple minutes later than expected, but I do want to try to wrap this up, get you guys out of here ready to enjoy the rest of your day here fairly quickly. So I do want to go and kind of remind all of you that if you haven't done so already, we are going to do a little giveaway here at the end of the show. So to be eligible for that, smash that like button for me, please. And then just comment #IWin, just like this. #IWin in order to be eligible for the drawing. And as we do that, I'm going to hop down here and, go over some of the chat. Once again, babe, thank you so much for being here. I love you. And I know that we're going to get through, all of the things that are coming at us. I told my wife this morning that it feels like there's times in life where the devil knows that you're right on the verge of breaking through and really having the dreams and the things that you've been focused on for so long to come true. And I really feel like the devil comes after you hard in those moments. And man, just my father-in-law, the situation with my daughter, the crypto markets crashing and everything going horribly over the last few weeks, and then having all of these added expenses. And then my wife started back up with her schooling today, which adds a bunch of stress into her life. And just so many different things that feel like they're coming at us. But I told my wife, we just got to stay strong. We just got to keep on keeping on, man. Art Williams, very famous guy, had a saying that all you can do is all you can do, but all you can do is enough. And I'm reminded about that today, that all I can do is all I can do, but all I can do is enough. And I just want to, reach out and tell my sweetheart, my lover, my best friend in life that, we're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. And summer's coming, man. Winter cannot last forever. For the last hundreds of thousands of years, winter lasts for about 3 months or so. And then comes spring, and there comes summer. whatever you're going through in life, if you're in the middle of winter, metaphorically, financially, it's a winter for you. Health-wise, it's a winter for you. Relationship-wise, it's a winter for you. Whatever, spiritually, you're in a winter. Whatever is going on in your life that you feel like you're right smack dab in the middle of the blizzard, right in the middle of winter. Winter never lasts forever. Summer's right around the corner. And so, folks, I believe that all of us are getting ready to experience an incredible financial summer. And there's no doubt money doesn't solve all of your problems. But I promise you, having money will solve the problems that really, once you get those money problems out of the way, allows you to focus on all of the real important things that are going on in your life. So if finances is one of the things that you're really in the biggest winter in your life, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to get through it, I promise you, summertime is coming, and summertime is coming for us too. I love you, babe. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel today. We got a lot of I wins. Daniel says, so sorry, sir. Stay strong, and I pray God uphold you. Amen. 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 Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate each and every one of your prayers and your comments, and all of these I win, I win, I win. The reason that I did that today, this is strategic. I didn't just choose hashtag I win for no reason, because you got to focus on what you want. And so hopefully you guys that are being here with me today, and you're focused on I win. You see, I win, I win, I win, I win over and over and over. Hopefully you get off of this live stream and you're ready to go kick some butt today and win at whatever it is that life is throwing at you. Go win today. Let's win. I win. You win. We're going to win. And that's what matters. The race is already won. We just got to go participate in it. The crypto race is already won, folks. If you've been investing in cryptocurrency for months or years now, and you've got a crypto portfolio built up, the race is already won. But you still got to run the rest of the race. You still got to be there in 3 months or 6 months from now, when Bitcoin's 150, 200, 300,000, whatever it gets to. The race is won, though. If you've got a portfolio, the race is already won. You just got to still be in the race in 3 months or 6 months. And you will be amazed at how many people invested in 23, invested in 24. They've won the race. The race is over. They're champions. They're millionaires. Their bank account just hasn't caught up to them yet. It's going to be another 3 or 6 months before they actually have the money to spend, but they will quit. They will give up. There's people this morning, I promise you, there's a bunch of people this morning that woke up to $90,000 Bitcoin and sold off their portfolio and said, I give up. Crypto sucks. I hate crypto. I wish I would have never invested in crypto. There is. So you got to remember, we've already won the race. You just got to stay in the race for another 3 to 6 months so that you actually get the trophy. I love you too, sweetheart. I win, I win, I win, I win. Dave P., man, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for reaching out to me on Instagram. Thank you for reminding me that he's in a better place. And I know that that's so true. As humans, we wish these people back with us, but when it really comes down to it, man, they are in a better place. And, I don't think that they would want to come back if they had the chance, because they're up in heaven now. There's no pain. There's no sorrow. There's no sadness. There's no LA fires in heaven. There's no pedophiles. There's no murderers. There's no rapists. There's no evil in heaven. And so these people that have left this earth and gone up to be in heaven truly are in a better place. And the only reason that they would come back if they had a chance would be just to try to alleviate some of the pain and hurt that the loved ones that they've left behind are going through. But when it really comes down to it, that's not fair to them. So I appreciate you, Dave, very much, man. You're a good friend, and I love you, brother. Thank you for being here in our time of need. So anyways, just so much people here. Thank you, Steve. I saw my wife said thank you, Steve. Did I skip over? What did Steve say? Steve, sorry for your loss. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here today and supporting the live stream. And we got to do a drawing here. I really do have to get out of here so that I can go take a look at this house. Hopefully my daughter's going to be living literally right around the corner from me, almost within walking distance. I was going to get to see my beautiful baby granddaughter, Isabel, 7 days a week, maybe not quite that often, but 4 or 5 days a week. And I tell you, man, that's one of the most special, precious moments of my life, holding that little girl in my arms, man, and just looking down at her, speaking life into her. I tell her that she's beautiful and that she's strong and that she's made in God's image and that she's going to do incredible things in this world and that she's going to have an amazing life and that grandpa is going to make sure that she is well taken care of, and I'll kick anybody's butt out there that messes with her. And being a grandfather has been an absolute one of the most amazing blessings and feelings of my life. And I only been a grandfather for 3 weeks, but so having her move here close to us is going to just be an absolute blessing. So I'm really looking forward to that. Just a bunch of I wins, man. Pablo, thank you. Pablo Noodles, I love you, brother. I know that you been here and just such an incredible friend and a shoulder that if I needed it, then I know you would be there. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for being here. I saw Tim. Where'd Tim's message go? Tim was here. There we go. Tim, where'd your message go? Here we go. Tim, another guy that's just been an absolute staple of the channel. If I had $1 for every live stream that Pablo and Tim and Eric Bernstein and who am I forgetting? Dave P. If I had $1 for every live stream that those guys missed in the last year, I'd probably have $3 or $4. I mean, they are consistent. Find out for yourself. Show up tomorrow. Show up Wednesday. Show up next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you'll see them on every single live stream. So thank you so much, Tim, for being such a good friend, being such a supporter of the channel, and I appreciate your thoughts and prayers. Love you, brother. So, I gotta get through here, guys. I want to touch on each and every one of you, but I don't know that I have time. Thank you all for being here, and let's go switch over and find out who's going to win. So we're going to just do two $25 winners today. Folks, we're going to be doing some giveaways on the Trader Tuesday tomorrow, and then hopefully on the Wednesday live stream for the microcap gem. But we're going to throw a $50 bill at you guys. 2 people are going to win $25. And with that, I'm going to go back up here and remind you guys, in order to get paid, it's free for me to send you funds in USDT through BYDFi. So you need to create your free BYDFi account. This link right here should be a hyperlink. It's also in the top of the description of this video. This is my referral code. So you have to register through my referral code, create a BYDFi account, and then you're going to go to your YouTube and you're going to change your about, and you're going to put your BYDFi user ID number. It's exclusive to you. Put your UID number, user ID number in the about of your YouTube description. And then that way I can, find you and send you your $25. So with that, let me present my screen here. Share screen. And for right this second, I'm going to click on the giveaway page, share that, and then we're going to go over here and change the view real quick so that you guys can actually see it. There we go. And then let me get off of here. All right, so you can see here, hashtag I win gets you eligible. I do want to show you something here really quick. Let me just pull this up so that everybody is crystal clear on this. Before I get to the drawing, we're going to go over here. We're going to look at my channel. We're going to change the tab to this channel here real quick. There we go. So folks, you can see right there on my channel, it says Real Infinite Crypto, and it talks about, you know, hey, winners, this is Brad Varnell from Las Vegas. This is my about. Each and every one of you that have a YouTube have this about. A lot of yours is probably blank, or maybe you've got a couple of little things in there. This is where you're going to go, and this is where you're going to put your UID number for your BYDefi account. It's a string of numbers, like, I don't know, 8, 10, 12, 15 numbers long. It's very easy. You won't have any trouble finding it. Once you've created your account, it's pretty obvious what your user ID number is. So you're going to go there. You're going to update the about on your page. And then the other reason that I wanted to get over here, folks, is I want to actually click on the live stream. I can see all of your comments to my stream. And then the other reason that I wanted to get over here, folks, but in order to keep you, so when you win, you got to be present to win, folks. So that's the other thing. If you were here the first 5 minutes and you typed in I win, you don't automatically win. You got to be here when we do the giveaway. So for those of you that are still watching, hang in there for a couple more minutes. We're going to do the giveaway. But if you win, you need to come into the chat and let me know that you're still here. And then I am able, as you can see here, I'll do it with my wife. If I click on her name, I can click on go to channel. When I do that, it takes me to her channel, and you can see right here the about, and it shows, you know, that this particular account, she joined on June 28th, 2021. The reason that I show you guys this is there's always a scammer or two that tries to go out and clone the account. And by me clicking on your name right now, when you win this and I pull up your about page, no scammer's going to be able to scam me. So I'll know that it was the legit YouTube account that was actually the winner, and be able to make sure that I pay the right person, not some scammer. So we should be back on the I win page. Let's go ahead and get down here and draw a couple of winners, folks. So I'm going to go over here. We're going to hit the draw button, and let's see who won. Obviously, I typed it in there to show you guys what to do. But if I win, I'm not keeping the money. So you don't have to worry about that. I would just redraw. So Carlos Xavier, if you are in the house, please let us know that you are here. I'm going to go ahead and draw again for the second winner. If for some reason Carlos or the next winner are not still here, if they do not let us know very quickly in the comments, we are going to draw again and make sure that we've got winners that are still here and that have stuck with us all the way to the end. So let's draw again. Jacob Romero, hope you are here, buddy. So don't go anywhere quite yet, folks. Let's make sure that they are here before you head out. And then if everybody, if they're both here, then we are good. There's Carlos. Carlos is here. I'm going to click over on the YouTube and click on your name, Carlos. Go to your channel. So I've got your channel pulled up, Carlos. All you have, look at that. He's ready to go, man. His BYDefi user ID is already there. That's what I like, man. I like a man that is ready to go. You'd be amazed at how many people wait until they win to go create that account. That's something else, folks. It helps the channel. BYDefi is a sponsor of the channel. So very, very much helps the channel if you go create a BYDefi account, and then you're ready for the Trader Tuesdays tomorrow too. So knowing that you got to have a BYDefi account set up in order to participate in the giveaways, you might as well just go get it done. Don't wait until you win one. Go get it set up. There's no VPN, no KYC needed. They love U.S. citizens. They love Canadian citizens. So a lot of the countries that Bybit and MEXC Global and Binance and KuCoin have kicked out, they welcome with open arms. So I see Jacob here too. Jacob, I am still here, my brother. God bless you, Jacob. Thank you so much for being here. I am clicked here on your profile now. Go to your channel. So you have been pulled up. I see that you do not have your BYDefi account in your about yet. So go get that done. And we will get $25 in USDT over to you guys very, very quickly. Give me a little bit of time, guys, because I do literally got to hop off of here and run. I'm late. I got to get off of here and head straight for the house, but it's close. I'll probably be back here in the next hour. So over the next hour or two, check your BYDefi account out. I will have that $25 in USDT there for you. And, once again, folks, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me and my wife to have your love and to have your support, and for you guys to just kind of listen to me ramble on today. Hopefully I gave you some value, and hopefully some of the things that I said will help you with whatever you're going through in life and whatever, your challenges is. And last but not least, just, very quickly, dear Father in heaven, Lord, I love you, God, and I just thank you for blessing me with this YouTube channel. And I thank you for blessing me with all of these incredible, loving, kind-hearted souls that you've brought into my presence, that have become a part of our family, Lord. And God, I just ask that you bless each and every one of them, help them to smash through the challenges that they're going through in their life, Lord. God, please give them peace and a hope for the future, Lord. And God, please take some of those burdens, take some of that 10,000 pounds that's sitting on their shoulders, God, and put it on your shoulders and lighten their load, Lord. For God, if there's anybody watching this today that's never found you, that doesn't necessarily know you're real, Lord, I would just ask that you would touch their heart. So often in life, circumstances happen, things happen in our life that bring us closer to God. So I just pray for those of you that love God, I hope that your relationship continues to grow and get better. For those of you that maybe aren't so sure, you don't even know if God is real or if he exists, or if there is a God, does he really love me? Am I really important to him? God, I would ask that you would touch those people's heart, whether it's through this YouTube channel or help them run into somebody later on today that confirms this message and that gives them some love, that maybe, confirms this message. But Lord, I just ask that you would bless every single person that's watching this video today and love on them. And with that, Jesus' precious name, amen. God bless each and every one of you. I love you. Thank you for being here. And hopefully we will see you all tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on the Trader Tuesdays live stream. Take care, guys. Bye-bye for now.